It's Terry Joe. I am coming to you live from my Aunt Rhonda's backyard in Westchester, California. I'm helping her organize and move, declutter, all of that today. She's moving officially tomorrow. And so I'm here, and things are a little different than usual. I did bring a few of my little things. I brought my candle to get started. I'm not doing music this morning because I wanted you to hear Mother Nature in the background. The birds were going crazy a few minutes ago, but now they're a little quiet. But that's probably the best music there is Mother Nature. And so we lit our little candle. I'm going to call in the light. We'll do our 2-minute peace meditation and carry on with our little quick version of Rise and Shine. Okay, so just now we can get centered. I'm looking at to set my alarm here for our 2 minutes. Okay, great Creator, Mother, Father, God, Divine Spirit, all the angels, masters, guides, and teachers of the light that work with us, we're so grateful. We ask for a blessing of peace, kindness, compassion, tenderness, wholeheartedness, especially for the children. Today is Children's Day in Mexico and many of the Latin American countries, or the Latin countries. So grateful for all children everywhere and for our original innocence that we all carry. So light, loving, and healing, heart opening, expansion for all. And so it is. All right, so let's start our meditation. If you want, you can put a hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and just focus on the breath. If your mind wanders, bring your attention back to the breath. You breathe in peace. Breathe out anything that no longer serves you. Wonderful. Okay, let's pick our card for the day. I brought the Angel card deck, Archangel Oracle cards, and our angel for today to support us, Archangel Zadkiel, and the card is Clairaudience. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. I would say also what you feel in your heart. I really trust my heart, actually a lot more than my mind. But tune into Zadkiel, Archangel, and he'll guide you. Our question for the day is, I had already picked it. Can you see that? What am I responsible for? So if you're on the chat right now, you can just type in there, what am I responsible for? I like to tune in to get that answer. So it's not, again, thinking, it's more of a coming from an internal. What am I responsible for? My attitude, my words, my thoughts, my feelings, pretty much everything internal. And then what comes out from me, I'm responsible for. It's kind of a relief because I'm not really responsible for what's out there. But it's a big job to be responsible. Sorry, I'm looking down in the bottom again. We're not going to do that. It's a big job to be responsible with the inside. And I think if we all focused on that more, our world would be a better place. Focus on working with the inner world and changing from that place. All right, good. You can type your answers, what come up for you if you want. Our little ray of sunshine is our moment of our teachable moment. And so that's this part. And we're working on self-care this week. That's the theme. Monday, we did physical self-care. Yesterday was mental self-care. And today is emotional self-care. And to me, this is one of the most neglected areas of self-care. I think mostly because people don't know what to do in this area. So there are several things you can do. For me, on my list this week, remember we have our self-care tracking sheet that I can encourage you to make. Actually, Monday was the overview. Tuesday was physical. Wednesday was mental. Today's Thursday. It's emotional. And so on my emotional, I have doing a trio for 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week, which is basically talking to my inner child, my higher self, and my personality. And it's the little process I do. But I also have a soul connection meeting or call every day. So there's some form of reaching out and communing with someone because that's very supportive to the emotional world. So I usually go for a walk every day and I make a phone call to one of my friends or a family member just to have that connection. Or I have some sort of soul-centered meeting that I do online. And today, because I'm helping my Aunt Rhonda and Uncle Kent move, I'll just be with them. So that's my soul connection. But some other things you could do are freeform writing is one of the best things I know. That's where you basically just write and write and write and get it out of your system, whatever you're feeling. Children can do this as well. They can draw, they can scribble, and it needs to be done through your hands, not on the computer. It's a literal getting the energy out of your body and out through your hand, which is a very powerful energy center to move through, right? Screaming, if you can find a safe place to scream. They have these things called rage rooms, which I'm guessing aren't open now during what's going on, but where you can go in and break stuff. If you're going to do anything where you're doing physical damage, like breaking things, it needs to be super safe. Like I don't recommend going in your backyard and breaking dishes. Like that's because glass can fly and it's dangerous. But there's something cathartic about getting that energy out. And rage rooms are an actual thing now where you can pay money and go in and with protective gear, go and break things to get the energy out of your body. But always when you're doing the cathartic, move the energy out. I sometimes used to go and park somewhere and scream at the top of my lungs in my car. And I would do that with the radio on full blast. And it's very cathartic. Movement is a very positive way to get energy through your body. So if you're angry, you could put on some music and let your body just shake and move. But what I was going to say is the extra part that a lot of places and theories or whatever practices don't mention and is super important. After you do any kind of catharsis, you really need to come back into yourself and bring in loving, bring in appreciation, bring in tenderness. And so what's underneath anger is always sadness. What's underneath sadness is always disappointment and not getting what we wanted or not having our needs met. Always, always, always. If you really work through anger, it's layers, and it always comes down to a hurt part of us, usually like a childlike part that didn't get what it wanted. And so we want to come back to that place of loving inside through a form of self-forgiveness, just forgiving ourselves for judging the experiences we've had. But you want to really tend to that on the emotional level. So I probably will talk about emotional processes as we go on in these days and weeks to come, but I just wanted to mention that today. If you want to put something simple on your thing today, have a soul connection with someone, a heart-centered connection with someone. Writing in your journal can be an emotional support process. Any kind of therapy or 12-step kind of program is a emotional support piece. Working through the steps of AA, or if you're in Weight Watchers, any of those kind of support kind of programs to me are an emotional level. And there was something else that just came to me about the emotional. Oh, I put any creative expression on the emotional level. So because to me, expression, moving something through you takes emotion. So it's like, an emotion is just energy in motion. We've demonized certain emotions, like anger is not good, fear is not good, sadness is not good. That's not true. They're just emotions. They're just energy in motion. So if you sit with them, work with them, and express them through maybe through a painting, or you sit down at the piano if you know the piano, and you play out something that you're feeling, it can be incredibly healing. So that would be another way I put those, go under my emotional category. I always think expression, creativity, connection, emotional. And so I think that's all I want to say on our little ray of sunshine for the day. Work on something on your emotional level. Because I'm doing something out of the ordinary today, I'm just connecting with my family today while we're moving, and we'll be very focused on that. And our tool from yesterday, mental level, if you want to type what you did, I did do my self-imaging script. I have to remember to do that today because I'm trying to do it every day for 30 days. My intention today is to be present and to be supportive and to be very focused on the most effective way to help pack up boxes and move, to help my aunt and uncle. And my quality for the day is lasered focus on what I'm doing. Ooh, that gives me chills. For announcements, I want to make two. One is Happy Children's Day. I mentioned it in the opening, calling in of the light. And what a special day, April 30th. It's April 30th. In many Latin countries, they celebrate and honor this day. I was so touched by it when I lived in Mexico because I never knew there was a day to honor children. In fact, I remember asking my mom, why do Mother's Day have a day? Mothers have a day and fathers have a day and grandparents have a day, but children don't. And I think the response I got was, Children's Day is every day. And I was like, I don't feel that. Like, nice to recognize children for a day. And Children's Day is every day, as is Mother's Day and Father's Day and Grandparents' Day. But it's a little extra shout out for the inner children in all of us and children everywhere. And the other announcement I want to make is, because I'm in the middle of this pretty intense move, and it was a little complicated today to get this set up, I'm not going to do the Rise and Shine tomorrow. Also, the movers are coming at 9 a.m. So it just will be, I'll be focused on that. So I will pick up again on Saturday. You have enough to work with on the physical, mental, emotional levels. And Saturday, I'm going to talk about the spiritual level. And Sunday, I'll talk about the financial level, things you can do for your health and well-being on those levels. So I will miss you tomorrow, unless for some reason I wake up bright and early and decide I want to do this before the movers come, which could happen because you know me, sometimes that does. And no story time today. So I'm liking this little lasered version. My goal is actually, but I do feel I'm talking too fast, and I'm still looking in the bottom. I feel like I'm talking too fast, and I need to just take a chill pill and rest. So like I said, I like this shorter version. My goal is to get this down to 15 minutes. So thank you for being patient with me while I learn how to laser our time together. And I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, remembering who you are and shining your beautiful light. Adios. Feliz Dia de los Niños. Bye.